Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to database course. Today our topic is relational algebra. In our previous lecture we have discussed what is query languages and relational algebra, and we have also seen two main operations of relational algebra, two unary operations of relational algebra, which are select and project. So today we will continue with the other operations of relational algebra, which includes union, intersection, set difference, Cartesian product and rename. First we have union. R union S means that the union of two relations R and S defines a relation that contains all the tuples of R or S or both R and S. So if we apply union operations on two tables R and S, so the resulting table will include all the tuples of R or S or that are present in both R and S. Duplicate tuples are eliminated, so it doesn't include duplicate values. If the value is present in both R and S, it will include it only once. So consider here we have this R, and in R we have values 1, 2, 3. Then we have this set S, and in S we have values 1, 3 and 4. So what will be R union S? So this set will contain all the values in R, so we will write them as 1, 2, 3. Then it will also include all the values in S. So we have already written 1, so duplicates are eliminated, so it will be written as 1. Then we have 3 is also present in this set, and next we have 4, which is not present in R but it is present in S, so we will write it as 4 here. So this is the result of R union S. It includes all the values of R or S, and the duplicates are eliminated. They have written only once. The relations must be union compatible. So we can apply union on the tables that are union compatible. What does that mean? It means that they must have the same number of attributes, and each pair of corresponding attributes must have the same domain. So if we are applying union operation on two tables, so they must have the same number of attributes. So if we have 3 attributes or columns in first table, the second table must have 3 attributes, and each pair of corresponding attribute must have the same domain. So if the second column of first table has data type as number, it should be same for the second table, like the second column of second table must have data type number. Like for example, we have this table as first table as ID and name, and then it has different records. We have this second table and we have here as student ID and we have F name. So here you can see that both these tables have 2 attributes or 2 columns, and each corresponding attribute has same domain. Like here if we have ID as number, here we have student ID as number as well. Then we have here name as text, and here we have first name as text as well. So they both are union compatible. But what if we write table as, here we have this city column and then we have this phone number column. So the city, the data type of city is text and the data type of phone number is long number. Are these two tables are union compatible? No, because the data type of ID or the domain of ID is different from the domain of city. Both are the first columns of each table, and they both have different domains, so they are not union compatible. So before applying union operation, we must make sure that both the tables are union compatible. Next, union is commutative, which means that R union S is equals to S union R. The result of R union S will be equal to result of S union R. The position doesn't matter. You can write this table first and then this table, or you can write this table first and then this table. It will not make any difference. Okay, we have union example here. This is the table of main factory and this is the table of branch factory. We have applied union operation between these two tables. Now you see it has 4 columns, it also has 4 columns. If you see the domain of each corresponding attributes, it is also same. Though, like here the second column is name and here we also have second column as name. So both these tables are union compatible. This is the result table. Here it includes all the records that are present in either main factory or branch factory. And the repeating records are appearing only once. Like here we have Adams Art Professor F101. This record is also present in the branch factory. So we have written it only once. Similarly, this Smith record is also appearing in both tables. So in the result table, it will appear only once. We also include this Smith record. It is not present in main factory, but it is present in the branch factory. So this is the result of union between these two tables. Next, we have another example. We have given a statement that lists all the cities where there is either a branch office or a property for rent. So we have two tables, branch and property for rent. We also have a city column in branch table as well as in property for rent table. Now here you can say that both tables have different number of attributes, so they are not union compatible, but we are not applying union operation on complete tables. We are just selecting one field from each table which is union compatible, and we are applying union operation on just the field city. So we are applying union on city of branch and city of property for rent. So what will be the result? Here we will write London, we will write Aberdeen, it appears in both tables. We will write once, then we will write Glasgow once, and then Bristol, we will write Bristol. London we have already written. So all the cities that are present in property for rent or branch are included in the resulting table. Expression, we will write it with the project operation because we are just selecting one column from each table. So we have project city from branch and project city from property for rent, and then we have applied union between these two expressions. Next we have a set difference. So R minus S is defined as the set difference operation consisting of the tuple that are in relation R but not in S. So when we apply set difference on two tables R and S, it gives us a table that includes all the values that are present in the first table but not in the second table. R and S must be union compatible, like I have explained before how the two tables can be a union compatible. The same condition apply on the set difference. Set difference is non-commutative. R minus S is not equals to S minus R. So the position of tables is important in set difference. Here we have this set R and we have this set S. Here we have three values 1, 2, 3. Here we have 2, 3, 4. So what will be R minus S? In R minus S, we will include values that are present in R but not in S. So 1 is present in R but not in S. We will write 1. 2 is present in R and S as well. we will not write it. 3 is present in R and S, we will not write it. So R minus S includes only 1 because 1 is the only value that is present in R but not in S. So this is the result of R minus S. Now if you change the order, if you do it as S minus R, so S minus R will have, we have 2 here and in R as well we will not include it. We have 3 here and in R as well we will not include it, but we have 4 here in S but not in R. So S minus R will be 4. So you can see that both have different values, so they are not commutative. Here we have example of set difference. We have table main factory and branch factory. When we'll apply the difference operation between these two tables, this is the resulting table. So first we will see the first row, if it is present in the second table. Yes, it is present in the second table, we will ignore it. Next we have this Tanaka record. We will find it here in the branch office. No, we cannot find it in the branch office, so we will include it in our resulting table. Next we have Smith in the main factory. We also have a Smith in the branch factory, so we will not include it. So this will be our resulting table when we apply difference operation on main factory minus branch factory. Now if you change the order, if you write branch factory before and then minus main factory from the branch factory, we will get this result. Here we have Adams in the branch factory and in the main factory as well, we will ignore it. Then we have this Bayer. We don't have Bayer in main factory, so we will write it in our resulting table. Then we have Smith history. We don't have Smith with history in main factory, so we will write Smith history. And then we have Smith CSC, which is also present in main factory, so we will not write it. So this will be the result of this expression. Here you can see that both are compatible, means with the same number of attributes and same domains of corresponding attributes. We have another example of set difference. We have a statement that lists all cities where there is a branch office but no properties for rent. So we have two tables as branch and property of rent. Both have city attribute. We have to find those cities where we have branch but we don't have any property for rent in that city. So what we will do, we will apply set difference operation here on the city column only, right? So first we will see if London is present in property for rent. London is present, okay, we will ignore it. Then we will see next Aberdeen. Aberdeen is present here, we will ignore it. Glasgow is also present in both tables. Then we have Bristol. Bristol is not present in this city column of property for rent. So in our result table we will have only Bristol because we have our office branch in Bristol but we don't have any property for rent in Bristol. This will be the expression because we are selecting only one column. So we will use a project operation. Here we have applied project over city from branch. Then we have applied minus or difference operation. And then we have applied on project city from property for rent. So this expression will result in this table. Next we have intersection operation. So R intersect S is the intersection operation that consists of the set of all tuples that are in both R and S. So in intersection, when we apply intersection on two tables R and S, the resulting table will contain values that are present in both R and S. So we will get the overlapping area. R and S must be union compatible, same like difference and union. They must be union compatible, and intersection is commutative. If we change the order of tables or relations, it doesn't affect the result. So here if I have this R and S, two sets, here I have 1, 2, 3 and here I have 2, 3, 4. So what will be the R intersect S? It will include values that are present in both R and S. So 1 is present only in R but not in S, so we will not write it. Next we have 2 is present in both tables, so we will write it in our result set, and then we have 3 in both tables as well. We will also include 3 in our result. So this is the set R intersect S, which includes values that are present in both R and S. Here we have example of intersection. Again we have taken the table of main factory and branch factory. If we apply intersect operation, it means that we have to find the factory record that is present both in main factory and branch factory. So we have this first record, F101 Adams R processor. This is also present in F101 Adams R processor. So we will include it in our resulting table. Next we have a Tanaka CSC instructor. This is not included in branch factory, we will ignore it. Next we have Smith CSC processor. Smith CSC processor is also present in this branch factory, so we will include it. We also have Smith history and Bayer maths here, but these records are not present in main factory, so they will not be included in our result. So we have only those records or tuples that are present in both tables. Another example of intersection, here we have a statement as list all cities where there is both a branch office and at least one property for rent. Now we have to find the city in which we have branch office as well as property for rent. In the previous example, we have only find out the city where we have branch but no property for rent. Now we are finding the city in which we have branch as well as property for rent. So first we will check the city. Here we have city London. London is also present property for rent, so we will include it in our result. Next we have Aberdeen. Aberdeen is also present. We will write Aberdeen. We have Glasgow as well in both tables. We will write in our result table. Bristol, we only have branch in Bristol but no property for rent, that we will not include in this result. So in these 3 cities we have branch office as well as we have property for rent. This will be the expression. We are selecting city from branch and city from property of rent, and then we have applied this intersection operator. Next we have Cartesian product. So R cross X is the Cartesian product, that is the concatenation of every tuple of relation R with every tuple of relation S. So when we apply Cartesian product or when we multiply 2 tables R and S, the resulting table will include the combination of all the tuples of relation R with every tuple of relation S. The degree of result is degree of A plus degree of B. Degree we have discussed in our previous lecture that degree is actually the number of attributes or the number of columns in a table. So if the degree of A is 4, means we have 4 attributes or columns in our first table, and the degree of B is 3. We have 3 attributes in our second table. So the degree of resulting table will be 4 plus 3, which means 7. So we will have 7 attributes in our resulting table of Cartesian product. Next we have cardinality of result is cardinality of A multiplied by cardinality of B. So cardinality is the number of tuples or rows in our table. So if we have 2 tuples in our first table and 4 tuples in second table, so in our resulting table we will have 2 multiplied by 4, which is 8. So in our resulting table we will have 8 records or tuples. Cartesian product is commutative. If we change the order of tables, it will not affect the result. This is example of Cartesian product. Here we have 2 tables. first is registration and second is course. So if we apply Cartesian product on these two tables, this will be the resulting table. Here we will take this first record S101 Ali Tahir and we will multiply it with all the tuples of table course. Like here, we have taken Ali Tahir S101 and we have multiplied it with first record. Then we have multiplied it with the second record of course, and we have multiplied it with the third record, which is Money and Capital Market from course. Next, we have taken the second record from registration and we have multiplied it with each record of course table, as you can see here. So this is the resulting table. Now here you can see that we have degree 2 of registration and degree 2 of course. So 2 plus 2, 4. The degree of resulting table, the number of attributes in resulting table is 4. And we have 2 records here and 3 records here. Means the cardinality of registration is 2 and the cardinality of course is 3. So when we multiply 2 multiplied by 3, we will have 6 records or cardinality of resulting table. So you can see that here we have 6 records. Next we have another example. List the names and comments of all clients who have viewed a property for rent. Okay, so from the rental database we have client table and viewing table. In client table we have information about the clients, their first name, last number, their telephone number, their preferred type and the maximum rent they can afford. We have another table viewing, in which we have information about which client have viewed which property on which date and the comments of the client about that property. So we have different tables. Now we want to list the names and comments of clients who have viewed a property. Now you can see that the name of the client is present in the client table and the comments are present in the viewing table, and the client numbers which are present in the viewing table gives us the information that these clients have actually viewed the property. We have to find the first name and comments of those clients who have viewed this property. So we will actually multiply these two tables, and when we multiply we will get this Cartesian product of client and viewing table. Now here we have this client number as same field name. So in the resulting table it is written as client.client number and viewing.client number, which means that this client number belongs to client table and this client number belongs to this viewing table. And in the same way we have taken the first record from client table and multiplied it with all the records of viewing table. Like here you can see that this John is multiplied with all the property numbers. Then we have Aline, and Aline is again, this Aline record is multiplied with the record of all the properties. But this table has some extra tuples which we do not need. Like here we have this client number, but it doesn't match with the client number from viewing table. So what we will do, we will apply a condition on this expression. Like this table is the result of this expression. Now to optimize our result, we will apply a condition on this expression, as we want the records where the client number is equals to the client number from viewing table. So from this table we will select only those records where this client number is equals to this client number. Like here you can see that in second record we have client number as CR76 from client table and client number CR76 from viewing table. So they both matches. So we will include this record in our resulting table. Like here we have included it. So what we have done, we have applied a condition that the client number from client table and client number from viewing table must match, and this is the result of this whole expression. Now you can see that we have exact information about which clients have viewed the property, and it includes all those columns which we have written in our expression. This client number, F name and L name are from client table, and this client number, property number and comment are from viewing table. So this is how, when we want to extract information or retrieve information from two different tables, we apply Cartesian product. Next we have rename operation. Rename operation is denoted by this symbol. So the rename operation provides a new name S for the expression E and optionally names the attributes as A1, A2 up to AN. This is a Greek symbol. Here E is the expression, like we have written expressions before of project or select or different type of operations. It will rename this operation in the resulting table as S. Or if we have written the attributes names in the bracket, it will also change the attributes name as A1, A2, AN. It actually allows to name and therefore to refer to the result of relational algebra expression. So we have seen different result tables in our previous example. So we can actually give name to our resulting relations. We have example here. Write a query to rename the attribute name age of table department to A and B. Now we have to change the attributes name of department table, which is name and age, to A and B. So how we will write this? Let's see. First we will write the rename operator, which is like this small p, and then in the brackets we will write the names in which we want to change. So we have this A and we have this B. We have changed the attributes name from which table? Department table. So this will be the expression. It will change the columns names as A and B of department, which are actually name and age. Next we have query to rename the table name project to Pro and its attribute to PQR. Now we also have to change the table name as well. So we will write this rename operator, and then first we will write the table name, which is, we have to change it as Pro. Then we will write the attribute names P, Q and R. From which table? From project table. So what this expression will do, this is the rename operator, so it will rename the project table as Pro and rename the attributes as P, Q, R. So if we want to change the name of our resulting table or to change the name of the fields in our expression, we can use rename operator. So in today's lecture, we have discussed the different set operations of relational algebra. This is actually the summary or the graphical representation of all the relational operations that we have studied. Here first we have selection, in which we actually select different rows based on conditions. Next we have projection. In projection we select specified number of columns from the table which we want in our resulting table. Then we have Cartesian product, in which we multiply each row of P with every row of Q. Like here we have multiplied A with 1, 2, 3 and then B with 1, 2, 3. So this is the Cartesian product. We apply Cartesian product on two tables when we want to retrieve data from two different tables. Next we have union operation. In union operation we have all the values of R and all the values of S as well, and the duplicate values will appear only once. Then we have intersect operation. In intersect operation we have only those values that are present in R as well as in S, that are present in both relations. So we have this overlapping area in intersect operation. Then we have this set difference operation. In set difference operation, we have only those values that are present in the first table and not in the second table. So here you can see that if this is the R table and this is the S table, so we will only have the area of R which is not present in S and only present in R. So this is the set difference operation.